Thank you, Stephanie, for joining us today, and we appreciate you participating in our first ever online exhibit and for joining us here today to chat about your work.
My pleasure.
So we're excited to have this platform to display the creative work of members of the Parkinson's community. So we thought we would start off by learning a bit more about you and what your connection to Parkinson's is.
Well, I was diagnosed with Parkinson's in 2005. I was 35 years old. As a person with Parkinson's, as you can imagine, it took away a lot from what I would do as creative. I used to do a lot of cooking. I did a lot of crafting. So I used to tell everybody, I used to be able to whip an egg like nobody's business, but I stopped playing with sharp objects and sharp knives. So it really changed the format of what I was able to do until I was able to get the DBS surgery last January.
Okay.
And then when I got the DBS surgery, obviously COVID hit right away as well. So that really made an impact on my return to work. There was a lot more protocols in place, and my husband and I were both quite concerned about the fact that I was going to be returning so quickly after having major brain surgery.
Of course.
So I was kind of off on an extended leave of absence, and it impacted a lot of my self-esteem. It really impacted my mental health. So painting for me, when I was first able to start doing the paint nights, it became sort of my reprieve from that. That was my release and my ability to get back some of the creative side that I had lost over the years by not being able to do the cooking or the baking or the crafting that I used to be able to do.
Of course. And
So
that leads into my next question. I was going to ask if you were a bit of an artist prior to your diagnosis, or if that's something you picked up, but it sounds like you've always been creative, maybe just channeled in a different way. Is that fair?
very much so. I was never a painter before. I couldn't draw a stick person if I tried.
Sounds like me.
And I'm not sure. For me, it was a new challenge, I guess, just a way to rechannel everything again into something creative. The first one that I tried to do, I really enjoyed the process. It was very rewarding for me to see the results of what I could now accomplish just by following somebody else's example. So I'm still doing the paint night, so to speak, but changing up things like the colors. On the one painting that I've done, the Winter Guardian, I changed up the colors in the background and made him a summer guardian as well. So that's kind of the twofer there.
Yeah.
Or I'll put silver in the sky. One that I've done with a lighthouse. It's just little touches like that. The Three Sisters that I've submitted was changing the colors to just something that I enjoyed a bit more than their process.
Right. And just adding those personal touches and really making it your own.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So as much as it's somebody else's concept, it's my painting, or it becomes my painting, my view of it.
Exactly. And as you touched on, the process is so important. So when you're creating, what inspires you while you're creating during that process?
It's hard to say because I look at the paintings when they start out and I'm not sure if it's just something that hits me creatively. I look at the picture, I look at the timing that it takes to do the picture. And quite often it takes me a lot longer because I will stop and, tweak the picture, or I'm not able to paint as quickly as they do on the videos,
Yeah.
but I'm not even sure. It's just something that calls to me from each one saying, you want to do this.
Right.
It's very Bob Rossish,
Yeah.
I see a lot of Bob Ross in the pictures. There's a lot of Monet in the pictures. I've done one that's a water theme that's lily pads. In fact, yeah, I have that one here.
Oh, wow. That's just beautiful.
So it's, very, very much something that just anything inspiring to me, something beautiful that I can recreate. And a lot of the process is, hopefully to sell something so that I can support Parkinson's. And that's ultimately my goal, is
Well,
hoping to sell some and make some money for Parkinson's.
thank you. That's incredible, and it gives me hope, and I'm sure other people watching as well, to know that you didn't, take up painting that long ago. You haven't been doing this for you, and such beautiful work. So that's definitely encouraging, and they're beautiful, your work. So, and I agree that sometimes perhaps your inspiration, it might be a feeling. Maybe we can't put that into words, but it's that feeling that you get when you're creating. So
It's the ability to feel accomplished at creating something that's so beautiful,
yeah.
and the response that I've had from friends has been amazing. I've sold 2 paintings so far. In fact, one is being picked up this week. It's Cardinal's Kiss. The other one was Dandelion Dancers.
Oh.
And it was fairies dancing off the end of a dandelion.
Oh, wow.
So a friend of mine purchased that, and she was able to make a donation to the Parkinson Society on my behalf for
That's wonderful.
part
And
of the painting.
and folks can look at, now you have 3 submissions to the gallery today, but where can folks see more of your work?
Well, my work is on my Facebook page. I'm also going to create a Facebook page titled Parkinson's Paintings, or Painting
Okay,
Parkinson's, something along that line. And
perfect.
they'll be focused on that venue as well.
Well, that's good to know. And we can put that, your current Facebook page, in the chat here today, if anyone would like to take a look. And then if you share the new one with us afterward, we can certainly share that as well.
Yeah. Well, I have a page that's donated or dedicated, sorry, to the paintings, and it's I believe it's Paintings for Parkinson's or something like that right there.
Okay, perfect. We can share that with
Yeah. So
everyone.
it's on my photo albums, and people are more than welcome to come and take a look.
Perfect. And my next question was just about the therapeutic benefits of art. So we hear a lot about that. And you did touch on some of that, but from your perspective, how do you think it has benefited you personally?
It's definitely been a release for me. As I said, it took so much away from me beforehand. I wasn't able to feel creative. I wasn't able to do much of anything except, I went to work and I came home and I would sit on the couch. I wasn't able to walk very well, so I couldn't go anywhere with my husband or anything like that for walks with our dog. It was just, it was a way for me to do something that felt rewarding, and you could see the results of what you were doing.
Yeah.
And it was, I guess, just that creative edge that it gave me back.
Yeah. I love that. And what advice would you give to someone who might want to try something creative, but maybe doesn't know where to start or is lacking the confidence?
When I first started this process, I had no artistic ability at all. I was creative in crafting and stuff like that, and I used to sew quite a bit. But again, once I was diagnosed with Parkinson's, it was pretty much a downhill slope from there in terms of what I was able to do. But this, for me, as I said, it was an ability to be creative and see the results right away. So I would say, just try it. They have kits at Walmart. You can go out and buy them. They're fairly inexpensive. And just try it. You might surprise yourself.
Yeah.
I know I definitely did. I surprised myself. I created a painting based off of a picture that my husband had taken of
Oh, wow.
the lake over Bay of Quinte. And he took this a couple of years ago, just after we moved to Trenton. So, that's based from a photograph.
Oh my goodness.
And then I also created one on a piece
Wow.
of wood.
Oh, wow. That's beautiful.
So there's so many things that you can do.
Yeah.
And each one of them, has a different feeling for me. But it's all very, very prideful, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm proud of what I've been able to create. And as I said, it's a real uplifting feeling to know that I've been able to do this.
Absolutely. And I can see that. And it must be a great feeling today that all of these folks are going to get to share in your work and you get to showcase that. And we're happy that you are participating in our first ever exhibit and that we can showcase some of that work that makes you so proud and so happy, as it should. So
Well,
thank you.
Yes, thank you. It's definitely very, very inspiring to know that I'm not the only one out there.
There's so many talented artists, and we're so happy to have an opportunity to showcase your work and the other artists in the community. And we appreciate you sharing it with us, and we appreciate your time today.
My pleasure.